Okay, here we are. I'm talking to Reese Simpson, the major amateur champion for this national contest. Reese, how you feeling, man?
I feel great. I don't believe I won, honestly.
When we told you, it was kind of a surprise.
Yeah, it was definitely a surprise. I stayed on. I had a good time. That's what counts. You
made real consistent runs, right?
Yeah, I tried to stay on. Skate with my friends puts it in there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, now that you've won the big contest, so you're the national amateur champion, what's in this next year for you?
I haven't even thought about it yet, but
might we see you turning pro?
Maybe before next summer.
Okay. All right, man. Well, listen, good luck. Okay, congratulations.
So, Reese Simpson from Carlsbad, California outperforms 49 other competitors to take this year's hard-fought national amateur title.
Richard, it's amateurs like these who will be giving the pros a run for their money next year.
Certainly is, and with the new level of pro competition just set to begin, this is a good time to explain the unique format of this event.
30 of the world's top professionals began competition for the $10,000 with 2 qualifying rounds. 15 skaters were eliminated, 10 skaters moved into the sub-jam, and 5 advanced directly to the final jam. Those top 5 were...
Lance Mountain, a powerful skater, was red hot during the qualifiers and made the cut at number 5. The number 4 qualifier, originally from Hawaii, now living in LA, Christian Hosoi, known for his high-flying aerial attack. And using every square foot of this huge half-pipe to qualify in the number 3 spot, Jeff Phillips of Texas, a full-on aggro skater. Tony Hawk qualified in the 2nd position. He's won the majority of big contests the last 2 years, a crowd favorite wherever he skates. And the judges decided the most outstanding skater of qualifying was veteran Mike McGill of Florida.
Rounding out the qualifying field are these 10 skaters who will now compete in the sub-jam, and only 5 of these skaters will qualify for the final jam. Now, there's no holding back for these pros. They've got to cut loose or they'll be eliminated. And today's state-of-the-art... Our sub-jam competitors are
the stylish Chris Miller and Ohio's Rob Roscoff, Wildman Craig Johnson and Vision's Mark Gator Rogowski, the Master of Disaster Mickey Alba and John Tex Gibson, Ken Park and Billy Ruff, Neil Blender and veteran skater and snowboarder Steve Caballero.
Okay, first up we have Chris Miller. He's an accomplished surfer and skater.
Stylish Chris Miller from Upland, California. Invert there, back across the ramp. Big air over the channel, taps down, air to fakie, backwards up the other side, and a gay twist, 360 degrees. Nice ollie air there. Rock and roll, sets up another maneuver. There's that 50-50 axle grind we were talking about.
Yeah.
The big backside air. Alley-oop, fully tweaked. Nice front side, boned out, little sketchy across the flat bottom. And watch him axle sit here, setting up for another maneuver. The front side bone air into another front side. He bones it out again and lands right in the channel.
This guy's got a lot of stamina. Boy, Chris Miller. Strong run there. Great combination of moves from Chris Miller. Next up, Rob Roscoff. He's another surfer skater. He lives in Santa Cruz, California.
They call him the Bio High, and here he goes into an invert, and he's going to hang it up on the back truck there.
Oh, he hangs it up on the lip and goes down. Craig Johnson is next from Dallas, Texas.
Craig Johnson, he's a powerful skater from Dallas, Texas. Yes, he's a madman. Look at his hair, front side foot plant over the channel, air to fakie. Fake and roll there, Craig. 50-50 axle grind across the top of the ramp, invert. Back across the flat bottom into another invert. Craig having a solid run here.
And a rock and roll there. into a fakie. Boy, this is a strong performance for Craig Johnson. Let's go now to David Stanfield up on the ramp.
Okay, your moves there, they were kind of great stalls in there. What do you call them?
I'm doing a new kind of lean air here at this contest. I kind of started doing it in Houston last month. Just learned it, so it's just a lean air, but it's a new variation.
Looks good. Judges like it.
Yeah, I hope so.
Best of luck.
Mark Rogowski is next. He's affectionately known as Gator.
Another skater from San Diego, California. Mark having a fine run here. Backside air. Back across the ramp. Kicks out a Madonna to tail. Another kick out, judo air. 50-50 axle grind. Back across the ramp. And there's that McTwist.
Whoa.
Mark pulls off the 540 McTwist into a lean air. Having a great run. In the air.
I made that one 9 big moves for Gator. We got a powerhouse skater next, according to you, Kevin. Mickey Alba.
Mickey Alba from Upland, California's Pipeline Skate Park. Big backside air there. Carries an alley-oop backside air across the ramp. Mickey with the mute air, and he has to throw it away.
No, didn't get the rotation on the mute air. Lost that one. Okay, let's give you a slow-motion replay of Gator Rogowski's McTwist, a 1.5 aerial spin. That's a crowd favorite. This wild move was invented by Mike McGill, one of our top finalists. And here Gator finishes with a judo air. Okay, John Gibson, known as Tex, is the next to drop in.
John Tex Gibson from Pasadena, Texas, near Houston. Frontside lean to tail. Big frontside boneless over the channel. Tex, board flapping off of his feet on that Indy air. Big backside air, lands it in the channel, invert. And Tex is going to pull out.
Good run there from John Gibson. Next up, Billy Ruff. He's a very versatile skater out of the San Diego area. Earlier, we spoke with Billy about skating on this big ramp.
It's got more of a pitch, and a pitch being you can't land as smoothly as usual. It means you land farther down the wall, causing you to lose speed. And the whole trick is whoever can land the best on the walls is pretty much going to be in the most control and have the full deal going.
Well, you can tell Billy's got this ramp wired. It's a perfect landing off that spinning maneuver. And going into a 50-50 grind across the coping there, into an invert, back across the ramp, and kicks out.
Oh, big aerial pull out there, and California's Ken Park is going to see if he can get the crowd behind him.
Another skater from San Diego, Ken Park, with that back-scratching invert, alley-oop over the channel. Another big method backside air. Frigid air there. And a big lean air. Ken having a good run here with a mute air. 50-50 axle grind across that metal coping. And Ken, is he going to pull out? No, it looks like he's going to get the crowd amped here.
Yep, he wants to get some of his fans cheering for him, and it looks like it's working.
I think so, Richard. That's a ploy here. It might have used up some valuable seconds, but the varial invert, Ken pulls it off. And he's going to pull out.
Wow. Looks pretty amped out after his solid performance. Ken Park there. Taking a breath. Neil Blender we have from Westminster, California on the ramp.
Neil Blender, a favorite skater amongst this crowd. You know it. His maneuvers are very avant-garde, as you see. He skates a lot different. He's a big guy. Nice sliding axle grind across the coping. 180 spin, and that's kind of a cess slide. 50-50 grind. Rolls out, rolls back in front side. Rock and sliding to a fakie. Fakie to tail tap. Stall fall, and he's going to pull out. That's it for Neil.
Ah, very aggressive run from Neil Blender. We've got another top contender on the ramp from San Jose, Steve Caballero.
Big backside air for Stevie. Another backside air. He's just setting up to get radical now. Look at, touches his helmet on that kick out. Mute air going higher and higher with each one. Big backside alley-oop. Frontside bone out over the channel. Caballero having a good run. Lapped over frontside grind. Invert. That was an Andrecht invert. 50-50 grind across the coping. Caballero airwalking. Unreal.
Oh, he is leaving there, but it sounds like the crowd are really behind Caballero. He's been the man to beat for so many years, Steve Caballero. Let's look at this airwalk he pulled off. Flawless in slow motion. Absolutely outstanding.
Kevin, this is a man partly responsible for this incredible ramp here for this championship. This Paul Schmidt. Paul, can you give us the dimensions first of all?
Well, this ramp is 30 foot wide, 11 foot tall, has 9.5 foot transition, 1.5 foot of vert, and it's got 16 foot of flat.
This is the top 5 qualifiers going on to the final jam. So, Kevin, tell us, who are the 5 qualifiers?
Well, Richard, let's take a look. Ken Park, along with Billy Ruff, have advanced. Mark Gator-Rogowski and the stylish Chris Miller and Steve Caballero, and they'll join Lance Mountain, Christian Hosoi, Jeff Phillips, Mike McGill, and Tony Hawk later on in the finals.
And now the man who is to freestyle skating what Eddie Murphy is to comedy or Eddie Van Halen is to rock and roll guitar playing, Rodney Mullen.
Watch closely, Richard, because this guy is unbelievably quick. We caught up with Mr. Incredible recently while he was out here visiting from his native Florida.
I don't know if I would excel at everything I tried. Yeah, I've excelled at skating. It's pretty much my personality. Okay, in school, I pretty much excel. It's my personality to try as hard as I can, or else it kills me. With tricks, it hampers me to be around other people a lot. You have to be by yourself. It has to be your own expression. As far as like all these guys, they say, okay, I think about skating all day and all night, and I eventually come up with a trick, and I play with these little toy skateboards. It's useless. You gotta just, it just comes out. You don't know when you're gonna make it up 5 minutes beforehand. It just comes out if it's pure, if it's a good trick. There's one trick that I learned in 1980, and I suppose it's a real trick. It's a hard trick. And it's a solid thing. It's not just a chancy, like, Merry Christmas trick. The helipop, that's a good trick to really do it well. But, of course, my hardest trick is the one that I've just learned. I mean, I don't make it every time. The goal of a freestyle performance is go out and do your routine, and you feel really one with everyone. And I think when you feel everything is the most fun, the most pure. The skateboarder, Rodney Mullen, it attracts a lot of people. It's kind of neat in a way. You get to meet a lot of people and you get to learn to deal with them because they come to you. You can learn from them. And it's taught me to be less critical of people. Because, I mean, I was just a kid looking at, like, some pro skater that I admired. And I still feel like the same kid, but now they come to me. And it's sort of backwards. It used to frustrate me and make me angry. Like, don't you know what you're seeing? It's just me. I could do it all over again. I wouldn't change anything. Everything's been great. There's nothing you can improve on.
And it's been an incredible event. Is still to come. We are set for the final jam. The top guns of the sport are in the final jam. Ken Park, Billy Ruff, Mark Gator-Rogowski, Chris Miller, Lance Mountain, Steve Caballero, Christian Hosoi, Jeff Phillips, Mike McGill, and Tony Hawk. Well, the sellout crowd here at the Anaheim Convention Center is ready to jam, and Billy Ruff is the first up.
Billy Ruff's been skating solid all day, kicks it out with a backside air, into a mute air, back across the ramp, 50-50 grind. Invert over the channels, watching him sail there, invert to fakie. The gay twist, 360 maneuver.
Boy, you have so many different names for all these moves.
I'll tell you, he's just adding them up one after the other. Body jar, backside air to tail, in the air, Gariel, 540. Another 50-50 grind on that metal coping, invert. Billy having a good run here, kicks it out. That's going to be it.
Yeah, an aerial pull out there for Billy Ruff. Ken Park is next, and Stacy Peralta talked with him earlier.
How you feeling in this crowd, the situation, the tenseness, the excitement?
The crowd's not really bothering me. I'm trying to concentrate on the ramp, and right now I'm having a good chance of doing that. So I'm trying to put the crowd out of my mind because this is a tremendous crowd, the biggest ever. So I can't let it get to me.
And Ken Park slams there to the deck. Tough luck, Ken.
Well, sometimes the pressure can get to you in this type of situation.
Yeah, it's a big crowd, biggest ever, as Ken said. Okay, Chris Miller is next on the ramp.
And Chris is back in with a backside air, as you can see, and into an alley-oop and kicks it out again. Mute air, back across the ramp. Chris having a stylish run again. A lot of travel across the ramp. Fast plan, kicks it way up in the air there.
Incredible balance, incredible.
Unreal, straight up and straight down. 50-50 grinding across the metal coping. Backside air, tweaks it out a little bit more. Air to fakie. And the gay twist, just kind of hanging up there in the air into that ollie. Rock and roll, sets up another maneuver. Nice run for Chris Miller. Axle sit. Front side bone out, air.
Wow, that's consistent, strong, diverse. All the adjectives you can think of for Chris Miller. An outstanding run, and the crowd approves there. We will return with more of the final jam, plus highlights of the spectacular highest sports rock and roll jam. Whoa. Gator is up next on the ramp. Here is Mark Rogowski.
Well, Mark's fun skater to watch, Richard. He's very unique maneuvers, and he puts them together well. And there's a mutated backside air alley-oop. Kicks out that backside air on the next wall. Kind of an indie air on that one. Front side lean over the channel. Airwalk. Both feet off the board there. Channel plant right over the channel gap, and he throws it away.
Oh, Gator was going for broke. Steve Caballero, one of the crowd favorites, is up next.
Steve Caballero, Mr. Smooth, Mr. Style. Been skating for a long time. Steve kicks it out on a backside air. Kicks his foot off on another backside air. Mute grab on the next wall. Backside alley-oop with style. Front side boneless foot plant over the channel. Little grind to set up for another maneuver. It's an Andrecht invert. 50-50 grind across the other side. And the big airwalk, Steve Caballero, and he's going to leave it at that.
Yeah, kicking out. He's going to be happy with that particular run. Up next, we have Lance Mountain.
Lance Mountain's teammate is Steve Caballero right there. And as you see Lance dropping into his next first maneuver, it's a front side invert over the channel. Lean air there. There's the McTwist, slow rotating.
Yeah.
Lance catching his breath into a backside air. And a bigger backside air, drags a foot out there. Front side touches down. That was a difficult maneuver, touching his foot after he went over the channel. In the air, straight up and straight down, enough for Lance.
Yeah, Lance Mountain, next up, formerly from Hawaii, now in California, Christian Hosoi. He's known for his major aerials.
Christian is a well-known high-flying vertical pilot.
I've done the rocket air. That's pretty much my trademark. Lean methods. I like bio airs. I like to go as high as I can. And 540s are like the ultimate feeling for me.
And it's not just his hairstyle the girls love. They also go for his hairstyle.
Well, you're right, Richard. And Christian's really putting together a run here right now. And little invert up to the lip. Stalls and an axle stall. And aerial to fakie right over the channel. And that's it.
Great run there for Christian Hosoi, a guy who's known for his aerials. A little earlier today, he did terrific in the highest air contest. Let's look back at that.
Let's see what this guy can pull out.
A select crew of skateboarding's top vertical air specialists were invited to go for broke and see who could fly the highest. It really takes precise timing and technique to float up to 20 feet over the floor of this arena.
Of the perfect life.
Well, your first air, it's all setup airs until you do your main air. So you want to do a setup air where you land right on the top. And right when you land, you pump as hard as you can. And then you stop the pump and you just use your speed and float up as high as you can.
nobody had topped Christian Hossoy's bionic aerial assault over the top of the measuring grid.
We continue now with the final jam, and Texan Jeff Phillips.
Another Texan, Jeff Phillips, front side, straight-legged over the channel. Big invert and a big guy. Big backside air, kicks it out. Front side boneless. That's one of his best maneuvers right there. Mute alley-oop over the channel, front side grind. Solid roll out, boneless back in. How about that one? Jeff Phillips putting up a good maneuver here with an invert. Front side air, takes a hand off and a foot off. Jeff Phillips.
Jeff Phillips, and now it's to a guy who's already become a legend, Tony Hawk.
Well, Tony Hawk, what can you say? He's just been doing it all afternoon. And right into the McTwist. Wow. Tony, 540 McTwist. What can you say? Mute grab, back and forth. Ollies up into a Indy air grab. Big front side air, tweaked it out. Frontside Madonna over the channel, slaps it down to the tail. Invert, look at him stall that one. The crowd's loving it. Body jar to tail tap, frontside grind. Vario, backside air Vario. Invert to fakie. Unreal. Tony Hawk can do no wrong here. Backside air Vario. Unreal. Backside ollie to tail tap.
Remarkable performance. Tony Hawk, the winningest vertical skateboard rider in history, now making a very comfortable living as a pro athlete.
There's a lot of kids now that are real competitive with each other, whereas I remember when I was growing up, we would just go out and skate together, and we never really tried to be better than each other, really. So it seems like there's a different attitude now, and everyone's the so-called street skating, which is cool, but kind of strange that they finally labeled that. Well, now I'm out of school because I graduated. I spend a lot of time on the phone now, setting up demonstrations and whatever. So I guess it's like I'm a businessman, but I also just play a lot. Sometimes go surfing. I'll go skate during the afternoon. I always push myself to do better, and I always want to learn new tricks. So I just go out and I just keep trying to make up something new. And contests now are, 3,000 from first. It's like if I do well a year in competition, I'll probably make like, I don't know, anywhere from 70 to 80,000 a year. And then if I don't do well, I'll probably make like 60. Well, I bought a house. It was a $140,000 house, and the house is 4 bedrooms. It's fairly close to the ocean, like about a 5-minute drive. And then we got a jacuzzi in the backyard. I've tried to spend a lot of time improving on the house with furniture and all sorts of little things. All the pros I have so much respect for in their styles and the way they do tricks. I really like it. I enjoy just watching contests. I'd rather watch them.
Well, now Tony Hawk is going to get to watch Mike McGill, the originator of the McTwist.
Yes, Mike's out on the ramp, drops into a backside air, back across the flat bottom into an invert. Over to the other side once again, another backside air, getting higher. And the McTwist throws it out there. The trademark McTwist, rock and slide. Lean to tail tap. Front side grind. And there's an invert to a tail tap. Mike McGill having a good run here. A little slider into a fakie. Mike McGill, another rock and roll stall. Into a 360 invert from a fakie. Backside grind there. And that's it for Mike.
Great variety of moves from Mike McGill. The final runs are hang on to a loved one. Special presentation as the Rock and Roll Jam continues with our 10 competitors taking their final run. Here's Billy Ruff.
Well, Billy Ruff knows what he has to do here as he drops in for a backside air. Another mute grabbing backside air. Billy alley-oop backside air, pumping side to side, invert, nice invert there, back across the other side, kicks it out on a backside air. 1 foot off. Alley-oop over the channel. He slams hard.
Too far down on that transition. That's it for Billy Ruff. Up next, Ken Park.
Well, Ken concentrating. He was talking about crowd pressure earlier. Into a nice stalling sad plant. Back over the other side. Alley-oop backside over the channel. Big backside air. Ken putting one together here. Kicks a foot out on that backside. Getting higher each one. Front side, tweak, lean air. Throws it back into the ramp on that backside. Across the ramp into a rocket air variation. And an air walk. And the no-footed gymnast plant.
Gee, terrific balance the guy has.
Ken Park, very inspired run there for Ken Park.
Terrific run for Ken. I wonder if it was good enough because he had a fall earlier.
Well, I hope so. He looks a little tuckered out right there.
Yeah. He deserves a break. Okay, Chris Miller is up for his last run.
Chris Miller's been smooth and stylish all afternoon. Let's watch him skate. Big travel, a lot of travel on that backside air, and then one back-to-back right over the channel. Fast plant, getting some extra boost out of that one. Frontside lean, taps the tail at back in, air to fakie. There's the gate twist from a fakie. And he has to throw it away on that front side.
Oh, that's Chris Miller. A fall like that's got to hurt his chances. Okay, Gator's up next. He's not going to hold back.
It's got to be a miracle from your inner self. That's the only way. You got to pull something out that you've never done before. Go beyond your own limits, which is kind of hard.
Gator's really going beyond the limits here as he continues to put together a good run. Frontside fast plant there into a stretched out and contorted invert. What a maneuver. Backside air. And there's the McTwist again, and Gator can't hold on to it.
Gator wipes out of there. Mark Gator Rogowski. Boy, I wonder what he's thinking right now as he would say. Steve Cavallero is next on the ramp.
Well, Steve Cavallero, and once again, smooth and stylish. Backside alley-oop. Back across the ramp. Kicks out a foot on that backside aerial. Mute air. Frontside lean high over the channel. Frontside aerial. Sets up for another maneuver. Frontside boneless one over the channel. Invert. Back across the ramp. Another invert. Sad plant stall there. Frontside grind for Steve. Airwalk back and forth across the ramp. Steve putting together a good maneuver. Stalls it on the axles. Frontside invert. Steve really putting together another backside grind. And there's that backside finger flip.
Steve Cavallero looking terrific on the ramp.
Like it well from the Snowy Man is to Lance Manning, his final run on the final jam.
Okay, Lance with the front side invert over the channel, stalls a rock and roll, stalls it up on a grind there. Big lean air, front side. Into the McTwist. Lance can't hold on either. Having a little trouble with those.
That's Lance Manning. Next up, Christian Hosoi. Look for big air on this one, his final run.
Definitely. Christian getting a little psyched up here, and let's watch him rock back and forth on the ramp. Starts off with a backside air. Pumps a foot off on the next one. Bigger backside air walk there. Frontside lean, tweaked out. Lean method. Frontside air over the channel. Christian Hosoi putting together a good run here, going higher and higher with each successive return back to the lip with a McTwist, and he pulls it off with ease into a backside air, and he's still got a few more seconds to go here. Christian Hosoi stalls it up. Rocket air, his trademark maneuver. Christian, he's out of there.
Great performance for Christian Hosoi. Let's meet the man responsible for this championship, Brad Dorfman.
It's the middle of the finals. It's coming down to it. How do you feel?
Stoked. It's great. The skaters love it. The crowd loves it. I love it. It's the best event ever.
I don't think it could have been better. You think the same thing?
Yes, definitely. I don't think we'll ever see anything like this again. I hope we do, but this is the best.
Thank you, Brad.
Jeff Phillips has been blazing all day long.
He sure has, Richard, with that invert. He's dropped in on another fine run, kicks it out with a backside air. Frontside boneless, he's just pushing it to the maximum. Rolls out, boneless in right over the channel. Air to fakie, a classic Phillips maneuver into a gate twist. Lets it go early. Look at that frontside lean air, lands in a fakie. How do you do that? I'll tell you, a little sliding maneuver underneath the coping there. Another slide, hand on the wall, reverts it through the flat bottom. Can you believe this one? That's it for Phillips.
A radical run there for Jeff Phillips. Oh, The guy must be happy as he walks off. Right now we have Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk, he knows what he has to do after seeing Phillips on that run, and he kicks it out with a backside one-footed aerial right into the McTwist. What's he going to do after that? Mute air back and forth across the ramp, high fakie into a in the air, kicks out a frontside lean, invert to fakie. 360 backside aerial there from a fakie, backside ollie over the channel. Look at that airwalk to a fakie, and Tony throws it.
Hits the floor, but he made some great moves in there. Let's check in with our last skater, Mike McGill.
Mike McGill, our last skater here. He knows what he has to do. Mike McGill with the backside air. Big backside air over the channel, tweaking out that tail. Another backside aerial. And right into the McTwist, Mike McGill, and another McTwist. Look at this guy, he's on a rampage. 2 McTwists in a row for Mike McGill. Unbelievable.
The guy is almost unstoppable.
Well, if he can stay on his board here, he may just put it together. And look at this last invert. Oh, he slams.
Mike McGill grabbing his board. His heart must be sinking at this point. We will be right back with the Vision Sports Rock and Roll Jam and the winner's presentation. Don't leave us. We're here with Jeff Phillips, and Jeff, you're the U.S. vertical skateboard champion. How does it feel?
It feels really good. Feels really good.
At the end of the run, did you think that you got it?
No, I thought I was in 4th place because my rides weren't as long as they should have been. I've kind of been at it for a while, and I just didn't feel as strong as I should have. But, you know, I'll take 1st place. That's great.
All right, well, congratulations. How did this event measure up to other events that you've been in?
It's about the best one I've ever seen, except for a little bit of sketchiness in practice earlier this year, this week. But it was the best event I've ever seen as far as lights and, you know, organization. And I like the screens. You can see what skaters are doing. Instant replay. That stuff's great.
Yeah, it was great. This has been an exciting event, and that's about it for Vision Sports Rock and Roll Jam. On behalf of Stacy Peralta, David Stanfield, Kevin Thatcher from Thrasher Magazine, and myself, Richard Blade, keep on rocking and rolling. We'll see you next year.